Good morning! I'm so excited. Today is going to be Saint's new releases spoiler live. So if you are watching this and you do not want spoilers for the advent calendar this year, then don't watch this. But it is really fun to see them. I know that. And you want to know kind of like what's in them before you decide if you want to dive in or not. It is a really, really cool packaging this year. So I did open all of them yesterday and filmed. I showed them all on my eyes. And so my eyes are a little sore from it, which is funny, but I just did 12 eyeshadow looks right in a row. So those will be posted today. But I am going to also take you through them. I forgot to set my eyelids when I put my base on. I am going to take you through them today in this live video too. And you can ask questions about them. We'll talk about what I kind of learned about them as I was playing with them yesterday and applying them. And so that can hopefully help you in having a lot of success when you first get yours. I will also be posting videos featuring them, especially over the next couple weeks or while they're in stock for you to be able to order. I know sometimes it can get frustrating if I'm showing products that aren't available. So after they are no longer available, I will switch and be showing eyeshadow looks with the advent calendars only in my private Facebook group. So if you are in my private Facebook group and you want to continue seeing looks with them because you ordered them, then that is where I will be putting those. Good morning. Oh, thanks. These are just press-ons. They're kind of fun ones though, huh? The underneath is red. But I had them in my closet. I was like, I should switch and do press-ons for a little bit. So that's what I've done. And I have actually liked it. Okay, so first up, we're just going to dive into the advent calendar because I feel like it's the big main showpiece of the new releases. They launch in an hour and a half from the time of this live. And so I want you to be able to see them and be able to run and grab them if you want right when they go live. So this is the packaging. And Saint has created and curated a whole collection kind of around this same vibe. So there is a new palette design that's kind of like a dusty mauve color and has this kind of same patterning on it in a darker, like a deeper burgundy type color. So it's like a dusty mauve with a darker floral pattern on it. And so it's the same kind of floral pattern, but I did not order those palettes. I have palettes I just have too many palettes. And so I didn't order the brand new palettes to come, but I did order this one so I can show this to you, and it's a similar vibe. So they go together. You open this up. Sorry about that. My whole family is sick and I'm just in denial. I'm I will not get sick. Not in denial. I'm optimistic. Affirming that I will be healthy. Okay, and so we open it up and it looks like this beautiful clock. It looks like this beautiful clock, and you go through and you can open them one at a time, or you can just blaze through them, whatever kind of vibe you like. So if you want something to look forward to, opening up one every day is really fun. So you open them up, and inside they have these beautiful little eyeshadows. And I think I kept them in the right order. Yesterday I was trying hard to keep them in the right order, but then I was filming another look with a bunch of them, and I was couldn't remember exactly if I put them in the right place when I was done with them. But so out pops one of these beautiful little eyeshadows here. And so the first one, number one, is Sparkling Cider. Again, these are spoilers, so if you don't want the spoilers, look away. So this is Sparkling Cider. I do feel like they are very different than a lot of the eyeshadows that we have. I would say this one is maybe the closest I've seen, Hot Chocolate or something else like that that's similar, but this is a lot more, you can see it has almost a pinkish tint to it. And so I do feel like it's different. And honestly, the rest of them, we've never had anything liked them before. Maybe junior prom for the last one, but junior prom is a favorite of mine. Let me take my watch off actually, so that I have more arm space to swatch for you. Okay, so number one, coming in hot. This one is called Sparkling Cider here, and it is one of those like kind of more pressed metallics, and so using your finger, see how it's like champagne-y kind of color? Really, really, really pretty. It's a perfect like accent color, I would say. It's very glittery, like has tiny little flecks of like minuscule glitter in it. So very, very pretty. You can see like all the little glitter flecks. Don't look at the glue under my nails. Okay, I'm trying to keep my fingers clean so that I am not like cross-contaminating the color swatches for you. Okay, fingers clean. We're all set up. Super pretty. So day one. All right, ready? Day two would be this one. You'd open it up. And day two would be Sunday. Sunday is really lovely. It's a matte light color. So there's actually 3 light mattes, which we've been like begging for and really excited about. So this one has a very kind of like silky matte consistency. So this one will be really good for people with hooded eyes. It almost has like a setting powder type vibe to me. So it has just that tiny bit of like taupiness. But it would be an awesome like base for your eyeshadow look to build on, and a very easy wear eyeshadow. So I do really like that one. I'm excited about that. I feel like it's a lighter version of Pup, darker version of Cupcake, but a little less, yeah, a little more taupey. Okay, so day 3. Let me know too what your favorites are as we come across them. This one is Copper. Copper is also a metallic-y, more that like kind of pressed metallic. So use your finger to apply this one as well. And then you'll get that biggest like bang for your buck in terms of like color saturation. If you apply with your finger, then you get the most color. If you want it really light and soft, then you can use a brush with it. So I really love on those like more pressed metallics to just really push them in and get the most out of them. Cool? Okay, day 4. We good? We hanging in there? Clementine. So here's a little tip. I actually had to use this with Clementine, and I left it in my video I edited too. But if you ever can't get something out of your tin, like the eyeshadow or your lip and cheek or something, you can't get it open, put a piece of tape, or this is like a post-it note, but put a piece of tape on the bottom and then you can pull like that to get them out. So that's just a little tip. I did have to use it with my Clementine. So that's why I have this on it. All right, Clementine is bold. Like, I'm gonna have to really figure out how to pair this, unless you're just going for like a really bold golden orange look. This one is bold. And so here we have Clementine right there. Very pretty. If you're wearing it for like an everyday look, you're gonna have to pair it with some very neutral colors for sure. But it's fun. I put each one of these on my entire eyelid to show you like what it looks like as its own standalone color. And so that one, I was like, woof, there's a metallic eye. So I'm excited to see if you guys like that version of like showcasing. I've never done something like that before. So we'll see if you end up liking that video I post later today. All right, this one is Chantilly Lace. It's the next one. It's white. It's just a super white and very, I'm gonna grab a brush for this one. Very matte white color. And it has a little bit of a different consistency. You can actually kind of like, if you push your finger onto it, you can get it onto your finger like this, but it's like it molds around. I wish you could see it. Like pushes the product because it's like slightly creamy. So a lot different than like a powder eyeshadow. So using just a brush on it is not going to grab the eyeshadow. You want to use like a setting spray or again your finger, but it's using a setting spray. So I'm just going to grab the edge brush here and spray the tip of, this is a brand new setting spray, so I just have to prime the pump forever. Apparently, hopefully this works. Okay, I'm gonna work on this setting spray right here. So you wanna use the setting spray, or actually I have, setting spray would be better, but I do have this pump primed of the Plush and Prep Mist. So I'm just gonna spray that and then I'll work on the setting spray another time. But if you put it on, if you basically get a brush wet and then grab some of this, it will pick up thick like that. And then you have a lot more control with it and you can put it exactly where you want and it's gonna lock in. So it has a little bit of a different consistency, so heads up on that. This one is the Chantilly Lace. And the other one that has that same consistency is in a few, it's called Ruffle, and I'll show you that one too. Hi, good morning, loves. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put that one down. And if you, as you see these, if you're wanting like, okay, I really wanna look with this color so far, or I really wanna see this color, then let me know, because after I'm done swatching all of them for you, I will do an eyeshadow look, but obviously I can't do it with 12 colors. And I did try and build an eyeshadow look using just these colors and not like adding in like existing colors already. And it looked a little like unicorn vibes. So they all have a tendency to they're a little light to mid-range, and you need like a little bit of depth usually when you're creating like a complete look. And some of them are very soft, like Sunday and Chantilly Lace so far. And then adding just like an accent color of like this one, like the Sparkling Cider or whatever, like you would choose basically between these for like a feature. So anyway, I can't do a whole look with like all of them, but if there's ones that are standing out to you, you're like, I have to see this one in a look, then please let me know, comment it. All right, next up, we have another very glittery one. This one is Swan Song, a very white, super glitter. You're noticing my plants. You have a fiddle leaf that you've been trying to keep alive. It's maintaining, not thriving. I thought I was getting an easy plant. No, fiddles are like so hard. Fiddles, the biggest thing is like find a place that they're happy and never move them. Like never ever. And they need a lot of light. So like give them your best window, your best light, and then literally leave them there. And make sure you use plant food with them. Like I really like Happy House Plant has a plant food you can add, or you can, the same kind of formula can be found in, why am I spacing the name of it? I've only bought it like 19 times. Shoot, what is it called? I will pull the link for you and I'll come back and comment it back to you. I can't remember exactly what it's called. So I'll find it. Here is, and those are like, that's my best tips. You want to dust the leaves every so often, take care of the leaves, but really like the less it does not want to be messed with. It wants to be put in on its throne in the perfect lighting and left forever. Okay, there's Swan Song. So pretty. Has a similar like very dense glitter vibe to Sparkling Cider, I feel like, at the top, but very white and crystally, like almost silver. Hi. Oh, thanks, Glenda. All right, this next one is probably one of my favorites of the whole slew, and it's because it's very close. I would say the closest thing is to Lullaby. So those of you that like Lullaby, you're gonna love this. And I also like that it has glitter in it, but it would be really good still for like mature eyes. So a lot of mature eyes, if you throw something like these guys on it, it will just like accentuate all the texture. But this one has just the perfect amount of little like glitter flecks set in like a matte base. And so it wouldn't do that as much. It would just add your like fun glitter to it. So yes, it has some unicorn vibes for sure. I would say it's a lot finer than unicorn is. Unicorn has like chunkier flakes. This is like more fine. I should have brought my water in here. Okay, called Juliet. This one is Juliet. And I'm sorry, you guys just have to deal with my like, I'm not getting sick throat. All right. Juliet is really fun. Has similar vibes, I feel, to Lullaby, but has just those like, see those baby flecks of glitter? So that it's overall going to have like a matte appearance. It won't accentuate a ton of texture, but it is super fun to have an option for just like little bits of gold, or a little bits of sparkle. They're silver flecks. Little bits of sparkle in there. Juliet is one of my favorites of them. And I will be doing, I'll do looks with that one for sure, because I love Lullaby. And so I'm trying to get all the glitter off my fingers. All right, this next one here is called Ruffle, and it's that same consistency I was just talking to you about, where it has, you can almost see it a little bit more with this one. See how it kind of has like a sheen on the top of it? And it's because the consistency of it is a little bit different. And so you can like actually kind of push the product around when you grab it. And so it would be better to use with something like setting spray on your brush or things like that, or your finger. So we'll see how we can get it to transfer with finger. That will be lighter. So it's like, you can see how dense the color looks here versus how it applies. Okay, sorry, someone just called. So it interrupted my stream. Okay, so it also has kind of like a stain effect. Like I did notice that when I was playing with it yesterday, it like has a lot of pigment deep in it. So see how my finger is still, I just removed it, but it still has pigment on it. So Ruffle has a lot of pigment, like holding power, like it'll stay on forever. So this, sorry about this, like this is like a little mark, like I leaned against something. I don't even know what is near me, but that's not a color. Okay, so next up we have 4 more. We have Ribbon. So Ribbon here is, see how it like is a little iridescent. It's like blue, then purpley kind of. Very, very glittery. Also packs a punch. You'll want to use your finger to apply it unless you want it applied really softly. Ribbon is the most iridescent of the crew. See how fun that is? It's like, is it pink or is it blue? Very fun. So Ribbon is that one. This next one's a matte, so I'm gonna try and get this glitter off my finger to give you an accurate depiction. I'm sure spraying a bunch of stuff isn't helping. Okay. I still have glitter everywhere. They're very glittery. Is that also a lip color? The Ruffle? You could definitely use it. Okay, can you use that color with dark circles? Which one? The Ruffles? Wait. Are you guys talking about this one? Ruffle? with dark circles. Like, use it on your dark circles. Is that what you mean? You could definitely use this as a lip color. Well, I'm going to show you lip colors, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. Bye, Glenda. Yeah, absolutely can. The thing that I feel like it's closest to is the pressed pigments. So if you've bought any of the pressed pigments, I would say it's like closest to that. You can see, I only put it on the outside just so that I can still have like the center, but you could absolutely use it on your lips. On your eyelids. Yeah, you can use it on your eyelids. It does have like a long-lasting effect, so heads up on that. Like, it might be a little bit harder to remove. So it could have like a little bit of like that staining effect on your eyelids. So heads up on that. Okay. But I don't think it's gonna like hurt you or anything. Next one we have is Whisper. Whisper is also a really light matte, a little bit more like that gray, kind of baby bluish, but I would say in real life it looks a lot more gray. And very fun, very pretty, very light. So that one we have is Whisper. I'm still like trying to memorize the names so that when you guys say, I want to see this one, I know which one. I have this one memorized. This one is Rocky, and it's like gray, a very kind of light gray though. It looks like medium gray here, but I feel like every time I apply on my eyelids, it translates to me as more like medium light. So you can see how medium that is. It's not going to create a ton of depth unless it was paired with kind of the right things, but I feel like it's a very fun and unique color we've like never had anything like before. So that one is Rocky. And then our very last one, this one might be one of my favorites. Actually, I was gonna say might be my favorite, but then I was looking at, I don't know, I love Juliet. I love Sunday right here. I actually really like Sparkling Cider. I think it's like my favorite metallic we've had. So anyway, but this one is up there for sure. So it's called Silver Screen. I love Junior Prom so much. And so it's very similar, I feel, to Junior Prom, but a little bit more blue and a little lighter. And so I think that's why I like it so much, because you can make really, really fun looks. Like how I use Emerald City. Emerald City is like discontinued now, but like how I've used Emerald City for like eyeliners or just to make like an extra little oomph to your look. Like, look how awesome that color is. So that one is called Silver Screen. I feel like it would make a really, really fun accent color too. Okay, so there we go. There's the Advent shades. Aren't they fun? Like, what a diverse range. I feel like they're super different from each other, which is really nice because you don't feel like you have like all these duplicates. And I also feel like they would pair and almost need like your other colors that you already have. I feel like they kind of need the more neutrals or the darker matte browns or things like that to like create full looks with, which is fun because it's just like a whole bunch of colors that will like complement those or make your looks a lot more like exciting. So there you go. Yeah, okay. See him? All done? Okay, so next up, I might take this off my, well, I'm just gonna try and remember to leave my arm here so I don't get it all over my pants. Okay, so next I'm going to show you the travel brush set. Actually, JK. I'm going to show you the lipsticks because then I'll finish with the travel brush set and we'll do a look with it. So in the meantime, if there's one or two of these you're dying to see put on the look today, please comment which ones and I will make looks out of them. Okay, so do you guys remember the Diamonds Are Forever lipstick? This one has a cat hair on it. Welcome to my life. So this is the Diamonds Are Forever lipstick. Very, very, very pretty and super fun. So it's just kind of been one of a kind forever. And now it has two friends. So 2 more shades launched, and one of them has this glitter only on, see the inside doesn't have it, and then the outside does. It's like just glittery on the outside only. So this one is Ever Red. Those of you who are OGs with me, you've been around forever, and there's Ever Red is like a seasonal color that comes back as a lip and cheek, and it's now in this lipstick form. So very fun and bright, and I will put it on the top. I do have my lips lined with cappuccino, which is one of the pencils. So the cool thing about this is you can build it deeper, whereas I feel like with the lip and cheek, you can't super build up like to a deeper color. But this has a little bit more pigment to it, and you can layer it on to have like a very solid red lip. Okay, so Ever Red in a lipstick form. Ta-da. And then the other one is, I'm like, got like all the lip colors in the world on. The other one is probably my favorite lipstick. This one is Black Cherry, and you can see it does not have that glitter. It's literally just Black Cherry in a lipstick. So a little bit of a thicker formula than the Black Cherry lip and cheek does, which makes it so you can really layer it on. It has a very nice consistency, very hydrating. I don't feel like it gets all over my teeth. See, like the top, like the red that I put on hasn't like transferred, whereas with some lipsticks, that's like a really big problem. So there are the 2 new lipsticks. You can totally wear it like this if you want to. But I wanted to show you how both of them play. So the Ever Red does not end up coming off really glittery like the Diamonds. Diamonds Are Forever lipstick has the glitter all throughout, and it's very like clear, like translucent. It's mostly for glitter. And then the Ever Red, you just get a fleck of glitter here and there, just from the outside. So here is the Ever Red for you. Okay, sorry, my internet, I forgot to kick, my kids are homesick from school and they were watching a show. I forgot to kick them off the internet, sorry. So it just reconnected me. Here's Black Cherry next to it. Okay, so you can see how shimmery and glittery Diamonds Are Forever is. Ever Red, I would say, is the most solid pigment. Like you could build it up to the most solid. And then this is Black Cherry, which is like, Black Cherry is one of my all-time favorite lip and cheeks that we have. And so it's been around since I started using SEINT products. So has Ever Red, but Ever Red always just comes back as a seasonal limited edition. But I've always loved Black Cherry, so that's the one I'm most excited about personally, and I feel like it'll be fun to just have like in your bag or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to probably go like this, and then just mix them together. There we go. Okay, now you can see how like I mean, they're just very user-friendly. Like, that just transferred so easily. Very, not all over my teeth. Very hydrating and still has that beautiful pigment. I think they're a really cool formula. So, a little thicker than the Lip and Cheeks, I would say. Black Cherry Lip and Cheek is very translucent, and this lipstick has a little bit more pigment in it. Okay, so the only one I've seen is Juliet. Okay, I'm gonna do a look with Juliet. I might bring in some other, actually, I probably will bring in some other colors of eyeshadows just to create a little bit of depth. I'm going to do Juliet, and I'll do Sparkling Cider. I'll do a touch of, I just dropped Swan Song. I have to memorize these. I'll do a touch of Swan Song right here, and then I'll also use the Silver Screen. But then I'll pair it with like a deep matte brown too. Cool. Okay, let's do it. So this is the travel brush set. I didn't finish my whole face. I just put like a quick little base on so I could show you this brush too. So here's the set. It has a film on the mirror right here, but there is a nice mirror on top, a little baby spoolie. These two brushes here, they're very little, easy to use. I'm going to use those for the eyeshadow look so you can see them demoed. And then this brush here is really fun. So this brush is very dense and thick. If you have the Pilot brush, it reminds me a lot of my favorite side of the Pilot brush. So this is the Pilot brush. You can see how similar those are, but how much bigger this one is. So I feel like this would be awesome for like, honestly, applying like sunless tanner on your body or stuff like that. It's a very dense, really soft, nice brush. And so you also could easily do your face very quickly. So I'm going to use it to just demo a little bit of, grab this palette. I'm going to use it to demo just a little bit of contour and blush for you. And so I am going to grab, it's big, so it's like the size of a tin. So be careful that you're not grabbing too much product, but easily able to like stamp and dab. It's very soft, like feels like soft little bristles on your face. Like a fluffy little, I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay, so dipping into a little bit of my contour, a little bit of my bronzer at the same time. And I just want a touch of that. And then I don't think you can do like finer details, but you can stamp anywhere you want. So you can stamp that right through there, get that contour, and then definitely quick for jawline. So very fast application, not a precise application, but when you're applying things to like larger areas of your face, sometimes it's really fun to go fast and it will buff it in, and you can see how there's like no product left on it. So it does transfer product really well and carry the product to your face. So very fun brush. I'm going to use Huckleberry. Actually, is this Sadie? Did I grab Sadie? I hope I did. I did! Okay. So Sadie is also part of the holiday releases. And my Nostalgia collection is actually, it's in the mail. It's on its way. But I threw Sadie into my palette like a couple weeks ago, and then they ended up coming out with a whole collection with it. So Sadie and then Cranberry and Dream are two eyeshadows, and those three come together as a set, which is super fun. So that's one of the holiday sets too. I will be making a reel about it and I'll post it. But Huckleberry also came back. So Huckleberry is this one. This is Sadie, this is Huckleberry in my palette. And Huckleberry was out and they brought it back as a main shade. So I'm going to put Huckleberry on my cheeks here with this travel brush. And then I am going to top it with Sadie because I feel like that's kind of Sadie's strength, is turning any cheek or lip color into like a perfect kind of neutral situation. And so you can see how putting Sadie on top just kind of just softens it. And Sadie has a really pretty glow also. And so I feel like it gives a very healthy look to your skin. So it goes in, kind of just mutes the stronger colors into something really fun and, I don't know, just kind of like a different vibe. So I love Sadie. I'm gonna throw Sadie on over this lip color and you'll see what it does. See how it just kind of like takes that brightness down just a touch and makes it just a tiny bit more neutral. So I feel like I love having Sadie in my palette because I knew it. I put my arm on my pants. Oh well, I'll just change after this. So I love having Sadie in because I can kind of like use it for its like multi-purpose. So that is one of the holiday releases too. So watch out because I'll make a reel of that when I get it in the mail today. Okay, so eyes. We've done, I think, all the new releases. The room spray, there's a room spray that's part of the holiday launch. And it did not make it in time from Greece. And so the room spray is part of the drop too, but it's just not here yet. So I will share about that when I experience it. All right, so we're going to use the travel brushes just so you can have them showcased. And we're going to do a look with using a bunch of these new colors. Okay, so we have Juliet here. She's gonna be kind of our hero color. So I'm taking this more rounded brush and I'm going to essentially build my base with Juliet. You can see how nice and soft and neutral that is. It just pair well with anything, look good on anyone, any age of eye, because it doesn't accentuate texture, but it does have that little fun glitter to it. So little baby flecks of glitter. So we're just building up that baseline right there. And now we are going to, I'm actually going to go deeper and I'm going to grab the silver screen. And so I'm going to use the same brush just to test the versatility of it, really for you, for your sake. I would probably use a smaller brush like the multitasker or something if I didn't just have this travel set. So I'm going to grab a little tiny bit of this and it is going to go along my eyelid, like right along my lash line. And that's like what I mean is like just a fleck of it, just a little hint of these like deep metallic bold colors. They can completely change a look and make it just so much more interesting. And so I love adding them, especially like if you want to lean in to the multitasker and spray it with setting spray. And then here you would have like a liquid eyeliner and it would be very dense and make a big impact. So you can definitely do that. If you want me to demo that for you, just comment that. If you're like, yep, that's something I'd want to see, then I can make a video of it. All of my lives have now officially been deleted by Facebook. So I have been working on getting them onto YouTube. So some of the videos that you may want replays of might be on my YouTube channel. So that's where I have been putting a bunch of them, and I'll keep working on putting some that still seem a little bit like they would be like a little bit relevant. And so there's replays of the actual lives. I just downloaded them from my page and then I put them onto YouTube. So you can check them out on YouTube if you want, but I'm just gonna be basically making more. I'm just gonna make more and different types of content, like not all just lives, because Facebook deletes all lives now after 30 days. So I will try and create you content that can, like, you can save and reference later and actually use, you know, stuff like that. So, okay. I have those two on there now. I'm going to switch and use just a titch, actually, before I go into a non-Advent shade. Let's grab this Swan Song right here. And again, I just like cleaned this little brush off, so I'm still using the same brush. Again, we are just going to put it on the tip there and grab right underneath my brow. Just a little bit of that. Super light, and you can see the difference. Applying it with your finger, yeah, this one. Applying it with your finger, applying it with a brush. See how much softer it is? So you really can control the metallics. Like sometimes you want them softer, and other times you're like, okay, I came here because this packs a punch. And so use your tools in relation to that. Like you want it really light and kind of soft, then grab a brush. If you are like, this metallic needs to stand out and be our statement piece of this whole look, then we're going to use our finger, okay? So there we go, Swan Song on the accent details there. And now I'm gonna grab a deeper, let's use Cocoa. So Cocoa here, it's a dark kind of reddish brown color. This is not part of the Advent shades, but I'm going to bring it in. Just see how it kind of is like turning like a little like unicorny type vibes, like sunrise, sunset vibes. So to take this out of that, I'm going to bring in just a dark neutral, and we have so many dark neutral browns already that I'm glad they didn't come out with one in this collection, but sometimes we just need a little bit of reprieve from from like the bolder colors when you're building like an everyday look. So I switched brushes. I switched to this little travel brush that has like a curve or slant on it instead, and I'm just building out the outside edge. And you can see how just bringing in that tiny bit of brown now makes this like such a complete look versus keeping it all light. Yes, definitely 80s vibes for sure. So by the end, hopefully it's just kind of a fun look. All right, so this slanted tip really makes it easy for you to build up this sharper kind of like lift right off of the edge. So big difference, right, between adding just a deeper color, a deeper matte color to it. So we're just going to do the same on this other side. Yeah, the brown just like takes it into now, right? So I do feel like I learned that yesterday playing with them. There wasn't really a combination that I found between all of them that made like this kind of a complete full look. A lot of them you can just wear on their own though, but it's when you start pairing them with something else that they kind of like, yeah, sway one way, very like pastel-y looking or things like that. So I just feel like that's actually, I think it's a benefit because it basically means that we don't have duplicates in this collection of things we already have. And we already have like really beautiful deep brown neutral shades or other neutral shades that you can easily pair with them. So chances are if you have any eyeshadows, that the eyeshadows you have, these will be fun to play and combine with. So, and like I said, if you buy the Advent calendar and then even after it's no longer available, you're like, okay, please show me how to use Clementine in a look for like every day. then let me know and I'll do that within my private Facebook group. So I'll do that, not here like on my page. Okay, so added that, brought it back. So I'm going to put a little bit of that darker cocoa color along the bottom lash line too, because that also kind of completes the look, just bringing in that little bit more depth rather than putting something like a purple or whatever. My eyes, I like poked myself in the eye. Now it's gonna be all red. All right, so fun, right? Just bringing in literally one other color can completely change it. And then let's do our finishing touch. This sparkling cider. I closed it. There we go. All right, got it back open. So we have our sparkling cider. And again, I'm going to use my finger for this part because I want this part to be bold and pack a punch. So I'm going to grab it on my finger, and then you're literally just going to kind of like gently pull. Just right there, and then just dab it out. So you can see how much fun glitter that like brings to the look, just brightens up, especially if you have hooded eyes. Doing something like that really brings out like along your lash line, and it can make your eyes pop. Whereas with hooded eyes, like if we're leaving dark colors there or you're leaving them kind of like more neutral, then it can have more of a like sinking back effect. But if you add something light, bright, or glittery right to that inner eyelid, all the way down your lash line, that can really open up hooded eyes. So you can see how much brighter that eye looks now. So this is definitely a fun, like glitter forward look. Like I said, some of these colors are like glitter bombs. So if you want to use glitter though, and you have more mature eyes, using them in a way like this, where it's like a touch of it here, a touch of it here, that's how you're going to be able to use it without feeling like your eyes are just like being completely accentuated. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Cappuccino, which is one of the silk pencils, and I am going to just draw myself a little wing just to complete the look. A little bit right there. And the silk ones like lock in, so if you're going to soften them out or adjust them at all, do it quickly before they kind of lock in. All right, and a little tiny bit on the outer edge. There we go. So a little Cappuccino, and then final steps, some mascara. And that's going to be our eye look today. It is still pretty bold. Once you throw glitter on anything, it becomes pretty bold in my opinion. But if we didn't have that darker color in there, it would really be, it would be more of like an event look, like, or a Halloween, like depending on what you're dressing up as. So you just kind of want to balance colors. If ever you feel like your eyeshadow's out of balance, try and think, okay, does it need to be lightened? Does it need to be darkened? Like, we're gonna add depth to this, because typically it's just kind of one little tweak can take the look to something really special. All right, we are putting mascara on, and then all done. What do you guys think of new releases? Do you feel like they're fun? They're gonna be live in 45 minutes. And then I also just heard about Black Friday deals. I can't share them yet, but I can share them this weekend. They are not on, there's no Black Friday deals on these new releases, so don't feel like you want to, like, you know, if you want new releases, just go ahead, because they're not combined. But the Black Friday deals are really, really, really good. So I will share those as soon as I can, and I'll send out an email today to those of you who have subscribed or are my customers, and I'll just give you a heads up on like what everything is all in one place, so it's not like strewn out through a live video. And then I'll send another one when I can tell you about Black Friday. And hopefully I'll have olive tree details too. All right, this is that olive tree mascara that I am testing still, and honestly I like it more every day. It's really, really, really different than like most mascaras that I've used. It just does not grab your lashes, which is so different and weird to me. It's like it just softly strokes your lashes instead of like pulling on them or whatever. And so sometimes I do feel like I have to push a little harder to like have the wand like grab and distribute product, but I don't know. I had someone text me the other day and ask me where I get my lashes done after I saw her, and I was like lash extensions? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't have lash extensions. She's like, what? What mascara was that? And it was this one. So it's a good one for sure. All right, there we go. There's our look. I feel like mascara always brings it back together. It's a very glam look today. There we go. With between like the pink lips, the pink, all the pinks. I feel like we could tone down the lip a little bit and it would bring it a lot more neutral also. So, and the cheeks too. But this one's a little bit less color on it. More the Sadie forward. I'm like holding this arm out. Don't touch anything. Okay, so there's your Advent shades. There's your lipstick shades. Here's a look with Advent colors. Using the brush set. So hopefully this was helpful for you to like kind of figure out which ones you have your eye on, and that it's a fun little shopping day for you today. Definitely there's like the nostalgia collection too that has Sadie, Cranberry, and Dream in it, and a fun little square palette that it comes in. That one's a killer gift, I feel like, because it doesn't require any kind of like color matching. Works for everyone. You can even use like the Cranberry with the Sadie to create like a lip color. So I feel like that one's a fun gift. The lipsticks are fun gifts too, but a little bit more color specific to like what people prefer. The travel brush set, fun gift too. Okay. And obviously if you wanted to like go all out for someone, the advent calendar would be a really fun gift. But, hey, let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to be in my DMs and answering as fast as I can, especially today throughout the launch. And then I will be sending an email today too. So love you and hope you have a good day. See you next time.